Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, July 3rd, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I expand by nurturing that which needs nurturing. And as we are sliding into this eclipse this weekend, you are going to find the intensity upping the ante. That being said, today there isn't a huge amount going on, but what we do have definitely has some important lessons in it. So we have the moon finishing up in Sagittarius through the day. It is void, of course, through most of the day, and the only really strong connections that the moon in Sagittarius is making is with Neptune. So we have a square to Neptune, so we may feel a little foggy, a little unsure. Again, there's that part of us. This is part of the South Node in Sagittarius lesson too. There's a part of us that wants to know what's going on. And the universe is like, you don't need to know the truth of what's going on. That kind of defeats the purpose. You need to be open to learning right now. North Node in Gemini energy, so open to learning. And you really need to listen to your intuition. So that moon in Sagittarius may be feeling a little frustrated because, again, we don't know the whole story. We can't see the whole big picture of what's going on. And like I said, North Node in Gemini is like moment to moment, it's all good. This is where we're meant to be, in the moment, listening to our intuition. So that square energy, we have that square, that's early in the day. This is a call to allow yourself to daydream, to get beyond the need to know energy. And then later in the evening, after like a day of void, of course, moon energy, we will have the moon meeting up with the South Node in Sagittarius. And this feels very connected to the eclipse. So that South Node energy, been there, done that. So this, just like the eclipse coming up Saturday or Sunday, depending where you live, just like that energy, this energy, South Node Sagittarius meeting the moon, is like, what are you being called to let go of? What patterns are you being called to let go of? What hole have you fallen in so many times before that now it's time to say, I will not fall into that pattern anymore. So be very aware of what you're being called to let go of in this energy. So that's a really strong lesson in and through this. The other thing that's really coming through very strongly is just the heavy denseness between Saturn, now back in Capricorn, which is definitely heavy with the lessons. Like, I feel like a lot of us feel a lot of responsibility on ourselves for shifting the world, for not following those old patterns. But the truth is, we're each just responsible for ourselves. We are responsible to step up in our own personal mission and what we're called to do, and everybody else needs to do the same. So the more you can show up how you are being called to show up and not worry about the rest of the world, not taking on the burdens of the rest of the world, the more energy you will have to provide your personal mission. We have Pallas connecting with Jupiter. And remember, Jupiter will expand whatever energy is present. So with Pallas, we want to be very aware of the patriarchal energies that we are still carrying and still maintaining in the world at this time. And again, where we're being called to change. This connection's happening at 23 degrees. That's 5 energy. So 5 energy is change, but it's also understanding and listening. So presence, listening will support in that. Sun in Cancer, what I do like with this, it's connecting to Vesta. And Vesta is that inner light. And so it's leaning on that energy, relying on that energy, relying on our inner light, knowing that it's there to help pull us through this metaphorical eye of the needle, these challenging energies. So that is there with support in support. I will get into the eclipse tomorrow, but I do want to say the moon, it is building into that fullness. So just like any other month, when we build into full moon, it can ramp up the full moon crazies. It may amp up our nervous system a little bit. It may make it a little bit challenging to sleep. As the moon shifts into Capricorn, 9:48 p.m. Yeah, 9:48 p.m. Pacific time. As that energy ramps up, the lessons will as well. Be aware of your lessons around authority, around your responsibility, around any messiah complex or any desire to save the world. All of these things may be raising, but again, Cancer energy is reminding us we've got to nurture ourselves. We've got to be compassionate to ourselves. We got to come back into that energy because this is how we work together. The more you tend to yourself, the more you nurture yourself, the more energy you will have to work in a cohesive unit with everybody else in the world. So awareness of that, but the energies, they are amplifying, and Capricorn, it can be very heavy. So that heaviness, that oppressive feeling, it may be very strong. But again, where are you carrying too much if you're feeling that? Where are you carrying too much responsibility? All right, so exhaustion. This card is like, where do you need to put something down? Where are you carrying too much? And it's definitely consciousness, moment to moment, being very aware in the moment, because you may be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it again, put it down, and then 10 minutes, oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. So be very aware of that. I love these cards. Silence card is in reverse. This is the Star card, but this card is the card of bright future, and so it's like, it's there. We're not there yet. We're working our way there, but the possibility of it, the probability of it, the energy of it is there. So it's like keeping that hope alive as we encourage our own light, that Vesta Sun conjunction, letting your own light shine, pull you through. I love that line from the Aerosmith song. The light at the end of the tunnel may be you. It really is. So letting that pull you through any of this density, heaviness, knowing that this eclipse will pass. And then we can download the messages and integrate the lessons and then, keep going with 2020 and the rest of all the stuff 2020 has for us. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and do stay curious. Namaste.